Hi, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. Today my project is from the Celebration little pamphlet, and you get this stamp set free with purchase of $50 from Stampin Up. And it's called Darling Donkeys, which I think is adorable. And you get 4 sentiments and 3 images of donkeys. Okay, now I made this to fit a pack of Tic Tacs, but I made it a little, it fits the width very well, but I made it a little bit deeper in the side because you could also fit 3 Ghirardellis standing up like that in there very comfortably. So it's not just for Tic Tacs. You could fit kisses, all sorts of stuff in there. Okay, and I'm also using the Highland Hill Designer Series paper that's on the background there, and some Crumb Cake Cardstock. Okay, so we're going to start with a piece of crumb cake that is 6.5 by 6 1/4. Get my Simply Score. And we're going to go on the 6.5 inch side first. And we're going to score at 1, 3, 4, and 6. We're going to turn it so that the 6 1/4 inch side is at the top. And we're going to score at 1, 4, and at 5. Alrighty. Now, the new mini catalog, which I can show you the cover of, is right here. And this starts on January 5th. You can start ordering from this. And I don't have the Celebration catalog because I had to mail it to somebody. But I will be getting another copy soon. So I can't show you the front of that. But I did show you in, I think, 2 videos of mine ago. I showed you my haul. My first one. I'm going to probably order a bunch more in January, but after the first bunch goes out, because if you don't get it in really early on January 5th, you're going to wait a little bit longer. Okay. So that's what we have right now, and this is what we're going to do. We have the 1/2 inch skinny rectangle on the right hand side. Okay, and this is what we're going to cut out of it. Okay, the bottom is our normal. We take off this skinny rectangle and then cut the tabs out. And then we're going to keep this flap and get rid of this flap here and these 2 rectangles on top of the side flaps. All right. Okay. So with the skinny rectangle that's 1/2 inch on the right hand side, we're going to take off the one that's on the small one that's on the bottom and wedge a little piece of the one above it. Okay. Then we're going to cut these rectangles straight, and we're going to take a little wedge out of the squares. And the same here. We're going to cut this rectangle side straight and then wedge out of these squares. Okay, so now we're going to turn it so that the skinny rectangle is on our left. All right. Now we're going to get rid of both of these rectangles. Leave this alone for now. Get rid of this flap and these 2. So I'll start you on slow on this. Okay, so we're going to take this one and leave this flap straight. That's going to be our flap that we keep. Okay, and then just cut this off. Alrighty. Okay, now move over to the other side of the flap we're keeping and cut that straight. Alrighty. Then we're going to go to the other side from where we just cut and cut that straight. Okay, then take off this rectangle that's above the square, and then we're just going to wedge this square a little bit. Alrighty. Now we don't need this flat, but what we're going to do is we're going to work out this square first. Okay, so we're going to cut that straight and cut off the rectangle that's on top, and then just wedge the square out a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to fold down the flaps and just remove this whole flap piece, the side flaps, the little ones. We folded these two down, and then we removed this piece. Okay. Now, we need the Delightful Tag Topper Punch. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in. Straight. And just get it in there and make sure that it is centered nicely. And then that's going to be our flap right there. Okay, so now we're done with that. Okay, now you need a piece of DSP that is, and this is the Hydrangea Hill, that is 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I only put one on the front flap. Now you could do them on all the rest, but I kind of wanted it just to highlight this front side and the rest. You could also do a little bit of inking on the edges if you wanted a little bit more, but I didn't put anything on there. So I'm going to get my seal. I'm going to decide which side I want up, this side. And we're going to put it right on there. Now you could do this after the box is together also if you wanted to. Okay, now we need some tear and tape. And I'm going to put it on that skinny rectangle as close to the score line as I can get without going onto it. Okay. Just going to fold this over and fold the other side to meet it. Okay, so now this is going to be our front, right? So this is the flap we want closing last. So that's the one we're going to put some more tearing tape on. I'm just going to try to square it up. Okay, so that is the box for the most part. And you can fit in 3 of the Ghirardelli Squares, or the Tic Tac box. The Tic Tac box has a little room, so actually I bet you could fit, yeah, you could fit a Ghirardelli and the Tic Tac. But you could also fit Hershey Kisses and other gifts in here, so I didn't want it to only be the width of the Tic Tac box because it's kind of small, kind of skinny. I wanted it to be more versatile. Alright, so we're going to put that to the side. And now we're going to do some stamping. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. 3. Okay, so now we're going to do a little stamping. I stamped one already so that it would dry up nicely for coloring. Okay, so I'm going to use this little donkey image, the sitting down donkey. And I'm going to put him right there. So cute. Okay, and then I'm going to do the hee-haw, which is the sentiment I picked. Now, you don't have to pick this one, because that kind of goes with this one, but there's you're the best, hey there friend, hee-haw, and then it's your birthday. And there's some little kick marks, I guess you put behind him. But I liked the hee-haw, so that's what I'm using today. And I'm going to just place it on a piece of the leftover DSP. I'm just going to put it in the middle. There we go. Okay. So That's it for the stamping. Now, I just stamped this, so we're going to color this one. So let me just clip that off. And it's pretty easy. I'm doing it very easy. I'm just going to use dark and light crumb cake. And I'm going to start with the dark. And I'm just going to do kind of like an outline. I'm going to make all of his back leg because it's really skinny. Okay, and his little hooves. You could do the hooves black too if you wanted to. All right, and then I'm just going to do the top part of his ears. I'm going to put a little bit by his snout here. And just a little bit right here. Okay. And I'm just going to fill it in with the light crumb cake. That's it. It's kind of bleeding over here. I put a little bit too much, but I'm going to cut that mostly out when I do my fussy cutting. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to close my box with some linen thread. And this is my last piece. I have to order some more. And I'm just going to open up the lid and stick this through the hole. And I'm just going to wind it around the box. I'm not going to tie a bow until we finish our... So just like that. And then we'll add our sentiment on. Okay, for the sentiment, I'm just going to chop it off just by eye. Let's do it this way so I can tell about. I'd say it's about 1/2 inch, but you don't really have to be that precise. And then I'm going to cut another 1/2 inch out of crumb cake again. Okay. And then I'm going to get the Banner's Pick-a-Punch and a piece of sticky note. Okay, and this side I did the flag, and this side I did the point. So let's do the flag first. Oops. going to good. And then we'll do the pointy edge on the other side. Great. I think I did a little bit more on that. If it's not short enough for you, just take another clip off of it. Okay, and we also need to take the same, do the same thing with a piece of I'll do the flag first, a piece of crumb cake. Okay, that's the flag. And I just want to offset it a little bit. I'm not going to, so I'm probably going to have to punch 2 of the points to make it come down a little bit. Okay, so 1. Yeah, I want 1 more. And I'll put it, it's all by eye. You can measure, but I didn't measure. And that's crooked. Make sure you center it, that's the thing. Okay. All right, and then I just got some liquid glue. Put a little bit on the hee-haw. And I just wanted it to stick out on the bottom and the back, just a little bit. Just to give it a little bit so you could tell the difference between where the sentiment started and the DSP on the surface of the box stopped. Okay, so now we have that. It doesn't have to be the same. See how, if I had, it probably would have been exactly the same if I hadn't needed to take that second chunk out, but it's okay. And I'm just gonna use my hole punch to punch a hole in there. And I want it to be on this side, so I'm going to stick it on this piece. It would be a lot easier if I had more linen thread, but I'm out. Usually I make it much longer and then I can just cut it off. It makes it easier to tie. Okay, that one's not as great a bow because I had more twine on this one, but that's okay. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to use some dimensionals for my donkey. Use some edges around where he has smaller pieces, and I just want to cut a really tiny piece for his ear. Maybe this way. Okay, and the tail I'm just going to let hang, I think, but maybe we can try this little tiny piece right here, but I don't know if I'm going to get the edge off. There we go. You don't really have to. On this one I didn't, I just left it. Okay. just put him over the string. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the like button if you liked my project. And if you would like to buy any of these products, they are available. The new ones are available on January 5th. And my address to buy through me is right at the top of the screen. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Happy New Year. Bye.